Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steve again, coming to you live from Connecticut, actually in my backyard on a pretty cool fall day. And in today's video, I want to talk about some things that you want to look for before you actually pull the trigger and buy a bicycle with the intent to flip it. Now, either if you're at a garage sale, if you're going to meet up with someone off Craigslist, or you're at a thrift store, before you actually buy a nice name brand bike, which you know is undervalued, you want to kind of check it out a little bit to see if there's any major problems or if there's any money that you're going to have to put into it before you could actually flip the bicycle. So one of the first things I usually look for when checking out a bike to see if I want to flip it is to see how much tread is left on the tires. Now, it's not a big deal or a deal breaker if the tires need to be redone, but every tire, at least on a road bike, is going to cost you about $10 for a really cheap one. So you want to see if that's going to have to be done, because if you need to do 2 tires, that's $20 out of your pocket already. Next, you want to take a look at the tires again, and you want to see if the wheels are true. And what I mean by a true wheel is when you spin it, you want to see if there's any wobble or if there is any give to the left or the right. Now, when a wheel is untrue, it usually has to do with the spokes being loose or tight, or if the bike has been in a crash, sometimes the rim will get bent and it'll actually wobble left and right. And you know, fixing a rim, if you don't have any spare parts laying around, is very expensive. Sometimes it's $75 to $100 each rim. So if you're just starting off and the rims are really wobbling back and forth when you spin it, you're probably going to want to stay away from that bike. All right, the next thing I usually take a look at is the frame. And what you kind of want to do is you kind of want to just look around the frame and see if there's any cracks anywhere. If there's any cracks in the frame, stay away from it, because you know what, unless you're a welder or you're a professional in the bike industry, you really don't want to mess with a broken frame or a cracked frame. All right, the next thing you want to take a look at is you want to take a look at the actual shifters, and you want to shift them up and down while you spin the wheel to see if the actual derailleur is shifting properly. Now, it's going to be hard for me to do this right now just holding the camera, but what you want to do is you want to shift the shifters and kind of take a look back at the rear cassette and the derailleur to make sure it's shifting properly. Now, if it's not shifting properly, it usually means it needs a tune-up. I'm not going to go too much into that right now, but you know, it's pretty simple if you learn how to do it. But lastly, you want to check out the brakes. You want to squeeze them up and down and see if the fronts and the backs are working properly. Again, that's just a basic tune-up, but those are a few things that I usually take a look at. Checking out to see if the frame has any cracks, checking the derailleur, seeing if the brakes work, seeing if the wheels are true, and you also want to see if you know, if the tires need to be redone. If the tubes are popped, that's $5 each for a tube. So, all right, guys, that was a quick video on what to look for before you buy a bike. All right, guys, good luck flipping. Take care.